So, are you thinking about moving here to Nashville or wondering if it might be the right fit for you? Well, this video is going to be the 7 reasons why I'm glad I moved here. So go ahead, hang out, stick around with us for a little while, see if there's some things that you might be interested in too. What's up, everybody? This is Tiffany Gudger with Tiffany Gudger Real Estate right here in Nashville, Tennessee. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything there is to know about working, sleeping, living, eating, playing in Nashville, Tennessee and the surrounding areas, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. Honestly, we get people reaching out to us on a weekly basis that want to move here and check out the area, and we absolutely love it. So if you're considering relocating here or moving here, just go ahead and send us an email, give us a call, shoot us a text, however you want to get a hold of us, days, nights, weekends. We've got your back when you want to move to the Nashville area. So let's get started on this video. Again, this is the 7 reasons why I'm glad that I moved here. Again, this is me personally, so things could be a little different for you, but there's definitely some pros to the fact that I moved here and I absolutely love it. So let's go with number 1 is I love the South. And let me just say, a big part of that is the weather. So we get all 4 seasons. The summers aren't too bad. They're a little brutal here in Nashville. But the winters, we don't get a ton of snow either. I will say we had a snow ice storm a couple weeks ago, and it kind of shut down the city because they don't really know what to do here. We don't have months of snow, and so the roads were bad for a little while, and everybody just kind of hung out at home for a couple days and had little snow parties at home. So that is something new. If you're moving from up north down here, it takes a while for us to handle some icy roads down here. But we have a really pretty fall, and our spring's really pretty. Summers, again, like I said, do get pretty brutal sometimes. There's usually a week or 2 where it's just humid and hot, but for the most part, we have really good weather here. Also about being in the South is the people here are really nice. We got Southern hospitality, and it is true and alive and thriving here. People tend to hold doors and say thank you, and overall people are pretty nice. And you know, that's just a little different from people that I've met that moved here from other places. It took some getting used to. So I'd have to say those are the big reasons why I like being in the South. So let's go on to number 2. This is something not a lot of people know about here. There are actually 2 lakes really close to Nashville. And I live smack dab in the middle of the 2 of them. There's one just north of the other, and it's called Old Hickory Lake. And you can build houses on it and live on it, and it's a little more public. And then the one below it is called Percy Priest, and it's surrounded by Army Corps of Engineers property. So you can't build on it, and it's a little more private, but there is hunting land all around it. There's islands you can go check out. We have 2 dogs, and I'm a little obsessed with them, and we love to take them out on the boat and take them to the islands and just hang out with our buddies, beached up on the island for the day during the summers. The dogs love it. And you know, there's boat rentals. So if you don't have a boat, don't worry about it. There's boat rentals. You can get the pontoons with the decks on tops and the big slides that go down. For the kids, there's a water park on one of the lakes. So a lot of the kids really enjoy that. There's restaurants and bars you can take the boat to, or if you just want to have lunch, you know, on the water one day. We like to do that on Fridays sometimes, just to be near the water and enjoy the breeze. There's a couple restaurants on each lake that you could go check out as well. So the lakes for me, and being that close to 2 of them, is definitely a pro and something I really enjoy. They're only like 15-20 minutes apart depending on what part of the lake you're on, so they're actually really close. Which that kind of leads me into my 3rd reason why I like to live here, and that would be fishing and hunting. Now, I know those things are not for everyone, but hear me out. I'm a bow hunter. We're a bow hunter here in our house, and we like to go deer hunting and, you know, turkey hunting and We can go fishing on the lakes, and there's rivers that are good for fly fishing. But Tennessee is kind of considered a sleeper state when it comes to deer hunting. People don't think there's big deer, but there are. Me personally, I enjoy it because I get to see where my food comes from. I can feed my family. It's, organic, and I know where it came from, and it makes me feel a little more one with nature. And we've got a chapter of Farmers and Hunters Feeding the Hungry around here. So a lot of you might not know that a lot of homeless shelters don't get a ton of protein donated. So a lot of hunters, when they fill their freezers up with deer meat, when they have extra deer meat, they'll donate it to those local charities so that those people can get some protein and get some meat in their diets. So we also do a little bit of that. And as far as turkey hunting goes and deer hunting, you can also hunt on the lake that I mentioned to you about. There's islands in different places that you can only get to by boat. So that's pretty fun. I actually got my first turkey since I've lived here in Nashville, and that was really fun and enjoyable. And again, just another way for me to see where my food comes from. And we do a lot of fishing, and we'll host big fish fries for the neighbors and our friends. And it's just really, really enjoyable. So if you're into fishing and hunting, there's plenty of that to do around here as well. My next reason, I've got my little notepad so I don't forget anything. My next reason why I'm glad I moved here, and I think is pretty interesting, is there's something house-wise for everyone. So let me explain. So if you want to be in the city and live in a condo, you can certainly go live in a high rise and walk to restaurants and bars and shops and your doctor's office, wherever you want to go. There is some good, nice city life for people. If you are into having land, you can drive 30, 40 minutes away from downtown and have a bunch of acreage with a farm or a barn or ponds, or, you can have your space. If you are moving here with kids and you want a nice kid-friendly neighborhood where your kid can play with other kids around in the neighborhood, we have a lot of those. For example, one of our friends, I helped him with a house, and they live about 13 minutes away from us, and they have 10 acres and a barn and chickens and ducks and a pond and a creek, and they love it. And then another one of my good friends lives 15 minutes in the other direction and lives in a high-rise condo. So there's something for everyone. And like I said, I've helped another friend of mine who bought a house south of town. They have 3 kids, and they bought in a neighborhood in a school district that they liked, and they've already made lots of friends with their neighbors, and their kids already have friends to play with. So there's truly something for everyone within a pretty short distance, which is, in my opinion, and what I've noticed, hard to find in some other big cities. So there's that. My next reason would have to be that there's lots to do here in town. So when you have visitors come in, which when you live in Nashville, everybody's going to want to come see you. There's plenty of things in town for them to do. So take them to the honky tonks, to Broadway, to the bars, to the restaurants, to brunch, the Grand Ole Opry for concerts, or the Ryman, or Bridgestone Arena, or Ascend Amphitheater, which is an outdoor theater. There's all kinds of things to do. In town, we've got the Adventure Science Center for kids, as well as the Downtown Library, which does a lot of readings for kids to go to. We have an art museum and all kinds of interesting in-town city stuff to do, including, like I said, for the kids. So it's not just for adults here. Now, that will move me on to my next reason I love living here. Is not only is there a lot of stuff to do in town, but there's a lot of stuff to do not in the downtown area and outside as well. For example, if you like to golf, which we are golfers here. My boyfriend was a golf pro at a country club in his early 20s, and we've just always liked golfing. There's 15 golf courses in Nashville, and then there's another 28 golf courses within a 20-mile radius of Nashville. So there's lots of opportunities to go play golf. Last year, I got into disc golf. With the pandemic and, not being able to do things indoors, we picked up disc golf because it was a way for us to get exercise outside and just to play sports and get a little competitive. And we've really, really enjoyed that. And I think a lot of other people kind of picked it up this year. It seems like disc golf is just growing right now. But we have 15, I believe, within an hour radius of Nashville, 15-ish disc golf courses. We have 10 really nice waterfalls within a 2-hour drive. There's a lot of hiking and biking trails actually in Nashville, and in some of our parks we've got a greenway that is very long. I'm not even sure how many miles long, but it's long, and you can take the dogs walking or go bike riding, go for a run. So we've got all that kind of stuff to do outside, as well as we've got the zoo. I live, like I said earlier, in between the two lakes and in a town called Hermitage. And the Hermitage is where Andrew Jackson's homestead was. And so there's that to go check out with the kids, as well as, like I said, the zoo, Top Golf. We have zip lines for the kids, and we have a treetop adventure park that the kids really like. We have a lot of fairs, festivals. Obviously, for every holiday, we have, Oktoberfest and the 4th of July and St. Patrick's Day and all that kind of stuff. There's a Nashville Hot Chicken Fest, a fest for crawfish or tomatoes, or all kinds of stuff. So there's always something to do. The flea market is a pretty big thing here. It's at the fairgrounds once a month, like 3 or 4 days. And people come from all over to sell their stuff at the flea market, farmers market, just a lot of outdoor activities as well. I already mentioned the lakes and the rivers and that kind of stuff. So me being someone who doesn't like to be bored and likes to have something to do, Nashville's just been really, really great for that. I've got to experience a lot of new things, and it's something that I highly, highly recommend or mention whenever I have someone talking about moving here and they ask me what are my favorite things about here, and all the things to do is probably up there at number 1. So anyway, we've also got, as far as things to do outside, we've got a bunch of sports teams. So as you may know, we have our Tennessee Titans. We have our Nashville Predators for hockey, and I didn't know anything about hockey before moving here, but I'm kind of learning a little bit, and they've done really well, and everybody seems to love them, and it's definitely a culture here. We've got our Nashville Sounds, which is our minor league baseball team, which is fun. There's a, like in the outfield, past the scoreboard, we have there's a little bar and a little area that has cornhole and different games so you can play out there. And there's, family nights and bring your dog nights and all kinds of stuff. And we also just got a Major League Soccer team. The Nashville Soccer Club just started up last year. They're working on the stadium for that as well. We have Vanderbilt and several other colleges if you're interested in college sports. So, I could go on and on and on and on and on. There's just a lot to do here. If you have any questions about any of this stuff or want to know more, just let me know. And then my final reason that I'm glad I moved here and that I love living here is the location. So like I said, I'm from Asheville, which is only 4 hours away, so I can get home and see my nieces and nephews and my family pretty quickly. And if you've never been to Asheville, it's amazing. You need to go check it out. Between here and Asheville is also an area called Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, and it's a great place in the mountains to go rent a cabin, kind of get away for the weekend. There's a lot of places within 4 hours. Like I said, we've got Atlanta, Memphis, Chattanooga, Birmingham, Huntsville, Cincinnati. We got Louisville, Kentucky, St. Louis, and I know I'm missing others, but if you're moving here for an adventure, that's just kind of a plus because you can take short little adventures to other places while you live here. And, I like to explore and I like to go see new things and have new experiences. Experiences are a big thing for me. So being able to go experience other places in such a short amount of time is just is really cool and important to me. They're also working on our airport. We have an international airport that has direct flights to almost anywhere. So it makes it pretty easy to travel if you need to fly somewhere. And yeah, that kind of covers the location. So that all being said, there's kind of like an extra little bonus that I figured I would mention on why I am glad I moved here. And it sounds crazy, but I love Nashville hot chicken. I know that sounds insane, but I do. I love Nashville hot chicken, and I can't get it anywhere else like I can here. And there are places that'll pop up and try to recreate the Nashville hot chicken here, and they're nothing compared to the originals. So the fact that I can just go have true blue Nashville hot chicken whenever I want it is also pretty amazing. So that being said, I've kind of covered a lot of information today. Why I'm glad that I moved here. I didn't move here for those reasons. In case you don't know, my boyfriend travels in the country music world, and so we have to live here. So these are the reasons that I am glad that this is where we ended up, though, and it's truly been enjoyable and been fun. And so if you have any questions about any of these reasons, or if you want to know about anything else about Nashville, or if we have something, go ahead and leave a comment or reach out. If you're considering moving here, the only way I can help you is if you reach out to us. So go ahead, shoot us an email, send us a text, give me a phone call, however you want to get a hold of us. I'd love to help you and answer any questions that you might have. So until next time, enjoy it, guys, and we'll catch you later.